dapat puno. Susi sa tamang paglaki, overflow food na handa mo. First 1,000 days, importante, healthy eating para kampante. Paghandaan nutrition ni baby, makinig sa sinasabi. Tamang nutrisyon, yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, lucky one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, tamang nutrisyon, yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, lucky one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, lucky one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan. Hello there, mga mommy. Let's go for healthy pregnancy. Tamang pagkain ang dapat para malusog kayo ni baby. Remember, mga nanay, breastfeeding malaking bagay. Ito'y ipagpatuloy kahit na over 2 years old. Tamang nutrisyon, kung bakit yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, lucky one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, tamang nutrisyon, kung bakit yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, lucky one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, ang iyong little girl or boy, sustansya'y dapat puno. Susi sa tamang paglaki, overflow food na handa mo. First 1,000 days, importante, healthy eating para kampante. Paghandaan nutrition ni baby, makinig sa sinasabi. Tamang nutrisyon, yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, lucky one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, tamang nutrisyon, yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, lucky one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, lucky one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan. Hello there, mga mommy. Let's go for healthy pregnancy. Tamang pagkain ang dapat para malusog kayo ni baby. Remember, mga nanay, breastfeeding malaking bagay. Ito'y ipagpatuloy kahit na over 2 years old. Tamang nutrisyon, kung bakit yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, lucky one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang malaking bagay. Ito'y pagpatuloy kahit na over 2 years old. Tamang nagkasyon, kung bakit yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, laking one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, katungan tamang solusyon. Yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, laking one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, katungan tamang. Ang iyong little girl or boy, sustansya'y dapat puno. Susi sa tamang paglaki, overlow food na handa mo. First 1,000 days, importante, healthy eating para kampante. Paghandaan, nutrition ni baby, makinig sa sinasabi. Tamang nutrisyon, yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, laking one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, tamang nutrisyon. Yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, laking one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, laking one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan. Hello there, mga mommy. Let's go for healthy pregnancy. Tamang pagkain ang dapat para malusog kayo ni baby. Remember, mga nanay, breastfeeding malaking bagay. Ito'y pagpatuloy kahit na over 2 years old. Tamang nutrisyon, kung bakit yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, laking one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, katungan tamang nutrisyon. Yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, laking one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, katungan tamang. Ang iyong little girl or boy, sustansya'y dapat puno. Susi sa tamang paglaki, overlow food na handa mo. First 1,000 days, importante, healthy eating para kampante. Paghandaan, nutrition ni baby, makinig sa sinasabi. Tamang nutrisyon, yan ang tamang solusyon. I like it, laking one, oh, 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 yan. Tamang paraan, tamang nutrisyon.
Good morning, everyone. Isang busog and malusog na umaga po sa ating lahat. On behalf of the National Nutrition Council 9, I welcome you all sa ating Caravan Session 65. Ang session na ito ay bahagi po ng ating Caravan Initiative nang ibig sabihin ay coaching, assisting, and reaching advocates virtually to advance in nutrition. I'm April May B. Montojo, Nutrition Officer 2 ng National Nutrition Council 9, and I will be your moderator for today's session. I hope everyone po is ready to start and tapos na po sa pag-fill out ng ating attendance form. Sa mga hindi pa po nakapag-fill out at sa mga kakapasok lang po, the attendance link is in the chat box. Kindly click the link below po to proceed. And now, to formally commence the program, may I ask everyone po to stand for the invocation, the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, the Bagong Pilipinas Hymn, and the NNC Hymn.
Basbasan po ang aming pagtitipon at kami kaluguran mo sa araw na ito. Pagyamanin mo, Panginoon, at maging nakalayo sa iyong kalooban ang aming magkikita-kita mula sa simula hanggang katapusan. Masalamin naman namin ang layunin mong dakila sa aming buhay at maisagawa namin ngayon ang aming mga gawain na may kabutihan at pag-ibig sa aming kapwa. Kami po'y narinig noon sa iyong harapan na kami iyong patnubayan at iwaksi sa aming kaisipan ang anumang masasamang kaisip, inggit at pakikipag-alit sa aming mga kasama
magbabago patuloy sa pag-asenso, magsikap ng mabuti at nang guminhawa tayo. Ang malaki natin sa mundo at ipamalas ang bagong Pilipino at bagong Pilipinas.
Nutrisyong sapat para sa lahat.
Again, welcome po sa mga kakapasok lang. Muli ang ating pong attendance form ay nasa chat box. Just click the link below po to receive. And we are also live po pala via Facebook. Kaya't sa mga nanonood online, welcome po sa ating session. Our expert po will be sharing valuable insight in a short while. Pero bago po yan, bibigyan ko muna kayo ng overview ng ating session ngayong umaga. Ms. Nilfa D. Ekpong, our Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator, will begin the program with her welcome remarks. This will be followed by Ms. Mary Rose Wayu, Project Development Officer 1, who will acknowledge our participants. After that, yours truly po will take the floor to introduce our resource speaker and also serve as your topic moderator for this session. Dr. Cheryl R. Sarmiento po will then deliver a lecture on timely vaccination as an intervention in preventing infant malnutrition, and this will be followed by an open forum. After the discussion po, PGN Nutrition Officer 2, Ms. Rowens F. Sorilla, will serve as the topic reactor, leading to our virtual presentation of the Certificate of Appreciation, and finally, the program po will conclude with a closing remarks. Next, I'll discuss po yung ating general house rules for our virtual participants. Number 1, view the online activity in full screen. Listen attentively to the presenter. For any questions, clarifications, or comments po, kindly type or write them in at the chat box by clicking chat in the panel on your screen or wait po until the open forum. Please always keep your audio or mic muted po at all times while the presenter is speaking, and just press po the raise hand button only if you have concerns or you want to speak, and kindly lower it once done po. For courtesy, please wait to be recognized before speaking or asking questions. So a copy po ng ating presentations in PDF will be shared to you after our activity. And reminder lang po, to ensure a smooth and uninterrupted presentation, we kindly ask everyone po na iwasan po ang pag-tap o paggalaw po sa screen habang nasa session po tayo. This will help prevent any accidental disruptions for both our presenter and our fellow participants. Again po, maraming salamat sa inyong cooperation. And now, to formally open today's program, so, remind ko lang po again, no, before tayo mag-open ng ating program, to fill out po yung ating attendance form. And now, to formally open today's program, to deliver the introductory remarks po on behalf of our Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator, Ma'am Nilfa D. Ekpong, who is currently on leave po, let us give a virtual round of applause to our Nutrition Officer 2, Ms. Rowens F. Sorilla. A virtual round of applause, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Pril. Again, good morning. once again to everyone as we welcome you this morning on behalf of our Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator, Ma'am Nipa Diego, who is currently on leave. I would like to warmly welcome all of you to our Region 9 NutriTalk Series number 18, whom R9 Caravan Session 65 with the topic Timely Vaccination as an Intervention in Preventing Infant Malnutrition. This session is both timely and vital as we continue to strengthen our strategies in combating malnutrition, especially among our most vulnerable, our infants and young children. Vaccination is not just a health intervention, it is a critical part of our nutrition strategy, helping to reduce illness that can contribute to undernutrition. So now we are honored to have with us today again our Dr. Cheryl R. Sarmiento, our Medical Officer for and Family Health Unit Head of the Department of Health, Zamboanga Peninsula Center for Health Development. Her wealth of experience and expertise in maternal and child health will surely deepen our understanding of this very important topic. Let us all take this opportunity to learn, engage, and collaborate as we continue to work together in improving the health and nutrition outcomes of our region. Once again, welcome and thank you for joining us in this very meaningful session. Once again, good morning po everyone.
Ayan, thank you po Ma'am Lance for that warm welcome. And now, to acknowledge the participants, let's turn the virtual stage over to Project Development Officer 1, Ms. Mary Rose Huayu.
Okay, thank you so much po, Ma'am April. A bright and productive morning to everyone. It is with great joy and deep gratitude that I welcome each and every one of you to today's session. Your presence speaks volume about your commitment to advancing health and nutrition in our region. We are truly honored to have such passionate and dedicated individuals joining us once again for a meaningful and insightful session of the R9 NutriTalk Series number 18, home R9 Caravan Session 65 with the topic Timely Vaccination as an Intervention in Preventing Infant Malnutrition. This morning is made even more special as we are joined by someone whose dedication to public health is both inspiring and impactful. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our distinguished resource person, Dr. Cheryl R. Sarmiento, MD, MAH from the Department of Health, Zamboanga Peninsula Center for Health and Development. Thank you, Doc, for accepting our invitation and for generously sharing your time and expertise with us today. It is also my privilege to acknowledge and welcome our dedicated local nutrition focal points who are with us today. From Zamboanga del Norte, led by Provincial Nutrition Action Officer Mr. Alan Sabal and District Nutrition Program Coordinator Mr. Noah Vincent Gallo, together with the Nutrition Action Officers and Local Nutrition Program Coordinators from the municipalities of Lucia. From Zamboanga del Sur, represented by Provincial Nutrition Action Officer Ms. Grace Sumege, together with the Nutrition Action Officers and Local Nutrition Program Coordinators from the municipalities of Vincenzo, Zagun, and Lapang. Also from Zamboanga Sibugay, headed by Provincial Nutrition Action Officer Ms. Marilyn Garcia and District Nutrition Program Coordinator Ms. Annalisa D. Balugtod with the respective local nutrition program coordinators in the province and municipalities of Tungawan and Cabasalan. From Pagadian City, we have City Nutrition Action Officer Ms. Mary Joy P. Kalimbo and City Nutrition Program Coordinator Ms. Lolita D. Mardenisa. From Dipolog City, City Nutrition Action Officer Ms. Riza Jane B. Zamoras, together with their City Nutrition Program Coordinators. From the Piedmont City, we welcome City Nutrition Action Officer Ms. Sally B. Dalman. Also from Isabela City, City Nutrition Action Officer Jesselyn Cook, together with the City Nutrition Program Coordinator Ms. Chaima Abdurrahman. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of our dedicated barangay nutrition scholars from various local government units. And of course, we're honored by the presence of the NNC 9 Secretariat, led by our Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator, Ma'am Lisa Eco, together with Nutrition Officer 2, Ms. Rowan Sorila, Nutrition Officer 2, Elvis T. Solosa, Zamboanga del Norte, TKDSP Nutrition Officer 2, Ms. April Navy Muntoho, Zamboanga City, Dubai, TKDSP Ms. Ersme E. Pantalon, Zamboanga del Sur, TKDSP Ms. Jubilin Lim, AA1 Ms. Ashley B. Diana, and AA1 Mary Ruth White. To all participants tuning in today, thank you for your time, dedication, and commitment to strengthening nutrition governance. Your engagement and contributions make this session truly valuable. With that, let's get started. Once again, welcome and good morning.
Thank you, Ma'am Miu. Indeed po, no, we are thrilled to see many participants po joining today, whether you are here po via Google Meet or watching po via Facebook Live. So before we proceed po with our session, it is my honor to introduce our esteemed resource speaker. She is a committed public health professional and a passionate advocate for maternal and child health. Currently po, she serves as Medical Officer 4 and Head of the Family Health Unit at the Department of Health, Zamboanga Peninsula Center for Health and Development. With her expertise and leadership in family health programs, she continues to play a vital role in improving the quality of care for women and families in our region. Let us give a warm virtual round of applause to Dr. Cheryl R. Sarmiento, MD, MPH.
Hello, good morning everyone. I hope I'm clearly heard lang po. Good morning. So, thank you once again for having me po. Thank you to RD sa ECOM, to all the dedicated men and women of NNC, sa ating mga PNAW, MNAW, CNAW po. Thank you for the incredible work that you do every day for families and communities. I was tasked this morning to discuss on timely vaccination as a prevention to infant malnutrition. And so today we're talking about another serious and widespread problem. No? So that's malnutrition in infants and young children. And also how we can protect infants from diseases, and how protecting infants from diseases through vaccination or immunization is also just as important as feeding our children or our infants. First slide po. Thank you. Kindly show my slide. So in the slide being shown to you, you see there a shield, and it's a double shield. So it represents nutrition and immunization together forming a double shield. It means a stronger, smarter way to keep our babies healthy. So let's explore how we can use this double approach to save lives, improve growth, and give every child a stronger start in their life. Slide. So So malnutrition is, as we all know, is one of the leading causes of illness and death in children, especially children under 5 years old. It contributes to nearly half of all deaths in children under 5, primarily due to its weakening yung immune system ng ating mga bata, and mas kinocomplicate niya pa or kinocompound niya yung other mga preventable diseases. It affects, malnutrition, alam natin, it affects not only yung body weight and growth niya or yung immunity like we said, but also brain development and long-term health. So malnourished children, they are more likely to face learning difficulties. They sometimes have lower IQ and delayed motor skills. So these delays can persist throughout life and affect their education and employment in the near future, in the future also. And then we often think that malnutrition is just a food problem, a scarcity problem, walang pagkain, walang makain. But actually, it's more than that. Kasi even when food is available, children can still become malnourished. Paano? If they are constantly sick or may sakit. So repeated infections, for example, diarrhea, or having vaccine-preventable disease na measles, tigdas, yung kilala po natin, or pneumonia, pwedeng it can rob yung bodies ng ating mga bata of nutrients and energy that they need for them to grow properly. So that's why itong presentation is focused on something we don't always talk about enough, when we discuss about nutrition, and it's on vaccines. So maraming salamat sa NNC for this opportunity. Next slide, we'll dig deeper into the ano pa itong cycle nakikita natin, how malnutrition weakens the immune system and undermine the vaccine. So, sabi kanina po, ang daming effect ng malnutrition, pwede, aside from sa physical growth, it also profoundly impairs our immune system. It affects yung immune system natin. So, and children most especially, so making children more susceptible, more vulnerable to infections, and less responsive to life-saving vaccination. So, again, malnutrition weakens the immune system, especially in infant and young children. And the body then lacks the energy and nutrients it needs to mount a strong immune response. So, may tendency kapag ang bata ay malnourished, when we vaccinate them, medyo hindi masyado strong yung immune response na imamount niya para to fight the infection that we're trying to, or the disease that we're trying to prevent. So this leads to lower vaccine effectiveness. So the child may not develop full protection after vaccination. At the same time, if vaccines naman, if they fail to offer the full protection, the child becomes again more vulnerable to infection like measles, pneumonia, or rotavirus infection, the one that causes diarrhea in children. So each infection further worsens malnutrition. So there's a dangerous loop between infection and malnutrition. Kapag malnourished ka, malnourished ang bata, affected yung ability niya to protect himself against infection, so prone siya to infection. Kapag may infection ka naman, so mahina din yung katawan mo to mount defense. So, and it even worsens again, pag may infection ka, you're sick, again, it worsens your malnutrition, your nutrition status. It reduces your appetite when the children are sick, it reduces their appetite, it causes them nutrient loss, for example, meron silang diarrhea, it increases metabolic demand, kapag kailangan to fight an infection, so kailangan mas maraming energy at nutrient ang katawan. So this creates, again, yung sabi nating cycle of infection and malnutrition. So we need to break this cycle. So how do we break the cycle? Right now, we're saying we need to ensure that there's good nutrition and that we ensure timely and complete vaccination for every child. So malnutrition and poor vaccine response, they feed into each other. So we must fight both with food, right nutrition, and with timely vaccines to give our children the best chance at health. So the next slide highlights the importance of timely vaccination. No, in children, especially those under 2 years old, each episode of illness, like kung may upo sila at sipon or kung may diarrhea, it really drains, no? Kinukuha niya talaga yung energy and nutrients na kailangan ng katawan for them to grow. So, frequent illness means less food intake, gaya ng sabi ko po kanina, kasi walang ganang kumain, tapos it affects pa yung absorption ng nutrients sa katawan nila, and again, yung sinasabi ko po, mas maraming energy ang kailangan nila to fight infection. So, yung result is growth faltering, weight loss, and weakened immunity, weak immune system, yung sinasabi natin. Tapos, kapag nangyari ito sa mga bata na nasa resource poor settings, so the cycle becomes more severe. So, pwedeng mas malala pa yun, yung cycle of infection and malnutrition, kasi wala silang access to treatment or poor sanitation sa area nila, mas mag-increase sa exposure sa other pathogens, sa other bacteria or viruses that can cause infection sa kanila. And then, food insecurity makes recovery also harder. So we're saying timely vaccination is one of the most effective tools to stop this cycle before it begins, no? Before yung cycle of malnutrition, infection, malnutrition, timely vaccination is very crucial. It can prevent infections like yung mga na-mention natin a while ago, like measles. It can prevent infection like pneumonia or rotavirus infection. And fewer infections will mean more energy for growth, better nutrient retention, and a stronger immune system for the child. So the earlier a child is vaccinated on schedule, the earlier they are protected, and the better their nutritional and developmental outcomes are. So again, every dose given on time, every vaccine dose given on time is not just protection against disease, but it's also a boost for nutrition and survival. In 2015, there's a study by, the next slide, ma'am. There's a study by Prendergast, Andrew Prendergast, entitled Malnutrition and Vaccination in Developing Countries, where he underscored the critical interplay between nutrition and immunization in safeguarding child health. If we are to quote yung sa findings ng study niya, ang sabi niya, vaccination reduces the risk of infection-related malnutrition and is associated with improved growth outcomes and survival in children. So, while malnutrition impairs immune function, many malnourished children can still mount protective responses to vaccines, though the quality and duration of these responses may be compromised. So, yung sinasabi natin, no, na kahit nga undernourished ang bata or malnourished ang bata, and it impairs immune function, pwede pa rin silang mag-mount, pwede pa rin silang gumawa ng mga antibodies or yung mga protective na soldiers in their bodies to fight viruses and bacteria. No? So that's why we still give them vaccination. The next slide is showing us, again, another part of the study ni Prendergast and company. They study further confirms what many of probably you have also observed in your communities, that children who are vaccinated on time are less likely to fall seriously ill. And fewer infections mean lesser weight loss, better appetite, and stronger growth. So, Prendergast and colleagues found that vaccination not only protects against specific diseases, but also reduces the risk of malnutrition and death. So in setting where children face food insecurity or poor access to care, so every vaccine dose po is a layer of protection against a downward spiral of illness, weakness, and stunting. So this is why we must treat vaccines also as a key intervention, just like breastfeeding or giving vitamin E. Vaccinated children is not just safer from disease, but they are also stronger, better nourished, and more likely to survive and thrive. So still, as a scientific support, for the integrated care, integrating nutrition and immunization, evidence has really shown that vaccination and proper nutrition together form a double shield against childhood diseases. So we can conclude that when we integrate vaccination programs with nutritional support, it's really essential for improving child health outcomes. So we get the strength of both interventions and we empower local health workers and communities. If we do that, then we can build a resilient health system that protect our children from the dual threats of malnutrition and infectious diseases. So, when okay po yung immunization program implementation natin sa ating municipality, at the same time, yung nutrition program implementation din. So, ayan na yung dual shield na kailangan natin para mas maprotektahan ang ating mga bata, from malnutrition and from infectious diseases. So, let's go to some specific vaccines and how they prevent specific illnesses. I think we are familiar with the measles vaccine or yung bakuna laban sa tigtas. So, kapag meron po tayong measles or ang ating mga anak ay meron pong or an infant below 1 year old po or children below 2 years old, when they have measles or tigtas, nakaka-cause din siya ng immunosuppression. Gaya ng malnutrition, in other words, pwede din niya it also affects our immune system, so rendering the children not able to fight infection. So it weakens the child's immune system for weeks or even months. It also leads to complications sometimes pag may tigdas, we can expect that children, infants, can also present with symptoms of diarrhea, LBM, loose bowel movement, high fever, which also cause nutrient loss and reduced appetite. So, children with measles, they often fall into acute malnutrition, especially kung nabibilong sila sa mga barangays or GIDA areas kung saan walang limited sources of food and nutrients, so there's food insecurity in their area. So, what are we saying here? When we vaccinate infants against measles on time, so it helps maintain an immune strength and prevents nutritional na mga deficiencies or setbacks. The second example is rotavirus vaccine. So, rotavirus is also a leading cause of severe diarrhea in infants, especially under 2 years of age. Diarrhea, pag merong diarrhea, so we know that it leads to rapid dehydration, magkakaroon sila ng electrolyte loss and malabsorption of nutrients. So, repeated LBM, kahit adult nga, so medyo luya kapag mag-naay tayo LBM or diarrhea. So, what more for infants when they have repeated diarrhea episodes? So, they are also closely linked to stunting and wasting. So, when we prevent rotavirus infection from children through vaccination, we protect them from falling into the cycle of diarrhea, malnutrition, diarrhea again, malnutrition again. Unfortunately, yung rotavirus vaccine is not yet part of our routine immunization program in the Philippines po. For a time in the past, we were able to pilot the rotavirus vaccination, no? But right now, hindi pa siya included. We can, however, access these vaccines from private facilities. The third one is on the pneumococcal and the H influenza. So the pneumococcal comes in the PCV vaccine, and the H influenza type B vaccine nakasama po sa pentavalent vaccine, yung 5-in-1 vaccine na alam po natin sa mga health centers. So these vaccines, they protect against pneumonia and other serious respiratory, no, yung sa lungs natin, affecting the lungs, other serious respiratory infections. So when children are sick with pneumonia, they often, they stop eating, walang ganang kumain. Tapos masyadong mataas yung demand nila for, they have high metabolic demands, no? And meron talaga silang risk for hospitalization. So these severe respiratory infections are also a major cause of childhood deaths in malnourished children. So preventing pneumonia through timely vaccination reduces yung effect of energy drain and helps children maintain nutritional growth. So every vaccine dose protects not just against disease, but also against the hunger, the weakness, and stunting that sickness can bring. So this illustration just would like to emphasize lang or stress on how vaccine delays actually leave children vulnerable, more susceptible, more at risk to infections during critical periods of growth. So delayed vaccines equals greater danger for growing babies. So the first 2 years, as we always emphasize po, no, are the most critical period for growth and brain development. So nutritional needs are very high during this time. And even short illnesses can have a negative impact on their growth. So that's why, kung nakikita niyo po yung timing ng pagbigay natin ng mga vaccines, no, again, preventable diseases, vaccines that can prevent infection in children below 1 year old. So, doon po talaga natin binibigay sa timeline na yan, no, at birth, at 6 weeks, at 10 weeks, at 14 weeks, at 9 months, at 1 year old. So, if we delay the vaccines, the giving of the vaccines, it leaves a dangerous gap in protection. So, a baby who misses early doses becomes at risk now, vulnerable when their immune system is still developing. And this increases their chances of falling sick. So, generally, especially with measles, with diarrhea, with pneumonia, and other growth-stunting illnesses. So the next slide will show you po yung current schedule natin sa ating National Immunization Program. So again, ina-emphasize natin na we're giving these vaccines, lahat po tina-target nito mabigyan ng mga bata before they turn 1 year old. So those are vaccines we give at birth, BCG, hepatitis B. We give the pentavalent vaccine, OPV, IPV, inactivated polio vaccine, the oral polio vaccine, at 6 weeks, 10 weeks, and 14 weeks, that's 1.5 months, 2.5 months, 3.5 months. We give the pneumococcal, so nasa pentavalent yung HIV, yung Haemophilus influenza type B vaccine that also is for the prevention of respiratory illnesses. And then we'll see their pneumococcal conjugate vaccine, the PCP, 3 doses din po itong pinibigay sa mga bata for their protection against pneumonia. And then we have the measles, mumps, rubella at 9 months and at 1 year old. So each dose, they're carefully designed to protect children during a time that they are most at risk. So each dose builds their immunity at the right time. And any delay can mean the child is unprotected during critical windows. So again, studies, a lot of studies, including that of Prendergast, show that on-time vaccination leads to better nutrition, growth, and survival. So delays in vaccination means delays in protection. So every on-time dose helps a child stay healthy, nourished, and strong during the most important time in their life. Next slide. The next slide po, it likes to depict lang po how integrated services can equal to or bring about healthier, stronger children. So what we're saying, I think true to us, in many areas in our region, families don't get to visit the clinic often, So, sometimes, these are due because of, they live in far-flung areas, they have, no funds to help them get an habal-habal to bring them to the health facilities, or the parents are busy and far and focused on working, so they cannot bring their children often to health clinics. So ang sinasabi po natin, every visit ng ating family bringing their children or family member is precious po talaga. So that's why we make the most of this facility visit, BHS Health Center visit, na we can integrate services. So when it's time for immunization, let that time be also a time to monitor their nutritional status, screen them, conduct UWAC, yung Meet Upper Arm Circumference, or check their weights. Ask them ask mothers about exclusive breastfeeding, about feeding practices, about hygiene, or when to seek care. It's an opportunity to counsel them about how to feed their infants, So this integrated approach saves time and effort for caregivers, for healthcare workers. It also builds trust in the health system and leads to stronger, better nourished children who are protected against illness. So our healthcare service providers, they are the front line talaga, and when we combine these services, we're able to double or triple the benefit of every visit na every visit ng ninanay at ni baby sa ating mga health facilities. So, we're saying every visit is a chance to not only vaccinate, but also to nourish, to educate. So, we have to use it well, because it might be the only chance na meron tayo to educate the mom and to make her aware of the other vaccines that she needs to get po. So, but we also have to acknowledge in our region, in our country, in our municipality, we face a lot of hindi po madali. We have real obstacles, like yung kanina po na-mention natin, some families, they live in far-flung areas, far from the health center, so they have limited resources that can lead them to not seek health care services right away. And then there's also that misinformation about vaccine na kumakalat sa ating mga barangays, which is very sad and unfortunate kasi hindi siya nakakatulong, nakakahinder siya sa pag-seek ng care, and it hinders uptake of vaccination sa ating mga sa ating mga lugar. So no less families are getting vaccination, allowing their children to be vaccinated. But back to the previous slide po. So kahit na meron po mga challenges, we also have to realize that there are also, previous slide ma'am please, there are also solutions that are available to us po. Like, we see, sorry ma'am, can we go back to the previous slide? So amidst the challenges, we said there is hope pa rin po, no? So if you see our very dedicated and committed healthcare workers, no, they go from house to house. They have the Reaching Every Purok strategy where they set up temporary posts, vaccination posts, so that they can reach po, they can go to remote areas and families can access the vaccination there. So we're continuously doing that and encouraging our dedicated health workers, local government unit healthcare workers are continuously doing that also. And we also have community health workers, our barangay health workers, our BNSs who are our mouthpieces, our megaphones in the community, educating people, announcing to them about the importance of immunization or reminding them of the schedule for immunization. So these are also very good solutions and interventions we can put in place. No, in some areas they would get the numbers of the mothers and then remind them when it's due for their next dose of PCV, next dose of Penta, next dose of measles rubella vaccine. So real obstacles they exist, but so do real solutions. We also have real solutions. So with innovation, with the dedication and teamwork in the community, community support, we can all ensure every child gets the protection and the nutrition that they deserve. So the next slide that we showed you a while ago is on the roles of families and communities also. No? So hindi lang, again, itong mga health problems, priorities that we have in our region, in our country, hindi lang po talaga siya hindi lang siya for the health system itself, healthcare sector itself, but we always need to employ, we always need to involve the community, we all need to involve other agencies, other stakeholders. No? So there are families and communities also play a critical frontline role in ensuring timely vaccination, so which in turn helps prevent infant malnutrition. So when it comes to the role of the families, just merely for them kasi kung di nila dadalhin, so wala talagang timely vaccination. So bringing children to vaccination sessions on time, parents and caregivers must understand and follow the immunization schedule to ensure children receive vaccines at the recommended age. And then monitoring child health and nutrition. So by observing signs of illness or poor growth at home, families can seek early care and support timely vaccination and feeding interventions. Family members also, especially mothers and grandmothers, they influence decisions. So educated caregivers are more likely to accept and promote vaccination, breaking the cycles of fear or vaccine hesitancy. So when it comes to mga health programs, we always look for champions. We look for bakuna champions or nutrition champions, di ba? Those who can help us promote breastfeeding, those who help us to promote vaccination in the purok or in the municipality. So we like to tap them also and to help us in raising awareness, in sharing accurate information and hindi po yung chismis or hindi po yung mga maling information about sa vaccine. So providing good nutrition at home also when we practice proper feeding, no? So including exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months, nutritious complementary food. So we help support the immune system of children, of infants in our homes, helping the body respond to vaccines. How about the community po? Ano po kaya ang mga pwede natin gawin to also help in ensuring timely vaccination, thereby preventing infant malnutrition? So we can, as community leaders, faith-based group MOBA member or leader, local influencers, they can also promote positive attitude toward immunization and para po ma-dispel na, ma-ward off na yung mga harmful means. Barangay health workers and community volunteers na mention ko po kanina, so you can also, aside from health education and promotion, you can help track vaccination defaulters. Kung dadaan po ng bahay, you can remind, nakompleto na po ba yung immunization nyo? Fully immunized child na po ba si baby? You can also conduct home visits and organize reminders and mobilization for immunization days. Community efforts can also help address logistical issues like transportation to health centers or ensuring health services reach remote families too. So through house-to-house, mobile clinics, mga ganun po. And then local community organization can demand regular outreach services and push for health system accountability, ensuring that every child is reached. So if you are a barangay volunteer, or you can really voice out yung need, for example, from your LCE, local chief executive, na magsasabi, ma'am, kailangan ko talaga namin may midwife na naka-assign sa barangay namin, or tulungan ng midwife namin na makarating sa barangay health station, or tulungan ang mga barangay captains, tulungan ang inyong mother and child, tulungan sila na makarating sa isang health facility, so we can all do this. So by working together, families and communities help close yung immunity gap, ensuring that children are not only, yung gap po, no, yung gap, yung caused by the delay, we can ensure that children are not only well-fed, but also protected from infections that can harm their growth and impede their growth and survival. So to wrap up, what we're trying to tell, what we're trying to reinforce or emphasize is meron pong dual benefit yung vaccine and nutrition. There's a double shield strategy. Every health worker, every family, every community can can make the most of para po maprotektahan ng kanilang mga bata. So, timely vaccines help prevent illness. Timely vaccination help prevent illness that leads to malnutrition and death. Good nutrition strengthens immunity and supports healthy growth. So together, vaccination and nutrition form a powerful pair. And this is the double shield that we keep on promoting to all of you to protect and nourish every child. So every health worker, every family, every community, we all play a key role in delivering this double shield. So we hope that we can commit to reaching every child with both vaccines and nutrition for a healthier, stronger future. Before I end, I would just like to yung next slide po, to inform everybody that this presentation is also based on the study by Brent Bergas, on the relationship between vaccination and nutritional status in children. So I learned a lot from this study po, and encourage others also to check out itong research to better understand how this double strategy can save lives. So good morning po to each and everyone. Thank you for your kind attention.
So, ayan po. Thank you, Dr. Sheng, sa inyong makabuluhang lecture. Your discussion po has shed light on the critical role of timely vaccination in preventing infant malnutrition and its impact po on overall child health and development. Let me reiterate lang po yun, nung sinabi ni Dr. Cheng na nag-stood out po sa akin, that every dose given on time is not just protection against disease, but it's also a boost for nutrition and survival. A simple but powerful reminder po of how important timely vaccination is. Again, thank you po, Dr. Sheng, for generously sharing your time and knowledge with us po today. Now, we open the floor po for an open forum. So, we encourage everyone po to ask questions or share insights. If you have any clarifications, please feel free po to speak up. Kung nahiya po kayo magtanong, maaari rin po kayo magpadala ng inyong katanungan sa ating pong chat box or pindutin po ang raise hand button. So, we will be happy po to read it on your behalf. So, may mga questions po ba tayo? Alright. From Facebook Live participants po, from Miss Marisol Carrillo, ang tanong niya po, Doc, is paano po daw epektibong mahaharap ng mga community health workers ang mga maling informasyon at takot po tungkol sa bakuna sa ating pong community?
Hi, Ma'am Marisol. Thank you very much for that question. Tama do, currently, actually, yan po yung isa sa mga challenges na-encounter ng ating mga dedicated at committed local health service providers. Our vaccination teams, when they go to barangays or puroks, sometimes our mothers or the community are already have existing information. Unfortunately, some of them are misinformation or myths about vaccination. So, it's a challenge na based on sa aking experience po, marami naman pong mga available na solutions to address, no? But, kailangan alam natin yung situation ng ating barangay. Kasi some of the proposed strategies to combat myths and misinformations may not be applicable to our areas. So, maglagay na lang po tayo. Ang ibig ko pong sabihin, sometimes in one area, the misinformation or the vaccine hesitancy is about vaccines na hindi siya safe or it can cause death, nakakamatay. While in other areas, ano pa ba yung mga misinformation na other areas na meron sila aside from it can cause death or ang belief nila, hindi ko kailangan ito ng vaccine kasi nga kami dati, wala naman kaming bakuna, walang nangyari sa amin. So, mga ganun. So, we need to understand also saan nanggagaling yung mga myths and misinformation na kailangan nila. Of course, number one pa rin na intervention is I think we need to provide them the correct information to combat or to address yung maling information na meron sila. So when they say that vaccines are not safe, we provide them with the information of the safety profile of our vaccines. We provide them information of how these vaccines have been around for the longest time na, and it has been proven na effective in decreasing, for example, measles mortality. Ganun po. And sometimes effective kapag na-educate siya ng maayos, kapag naintindihan ni ma'am, ni nanay, or ni caregiver. Sometimes, ang health education lang din, hindi din masyadong, kapag nanggaling sa isang tao na hindi tinatrust ng isang mother, hindi din effective, kahit correct yung information. So yung iba, they would employ strategies like ensuring na sino yung magde-deliver ng message or facts about immunization is somebody na kilala ng nanay tinatrust ng nanay or somebody yung bakuna champions or somebody respected in the community. Pwedeng si barangay captain, pwedeng si municipal health officer, or pwedeng yung BHW na mas sometimes or BNS na mas close pa sa mother, sa community, something like that. Hindi ba ako expert sa health education and promotion division? Meron po kaming mga health education promotion officers, and they are also the one in charge of capacitating our local healthcare workers on how to address itong mga information. But one is ensuring, nung nasabi ko po sa inyo, is ensuring that you have the correct information so that you can educate them and make them aware of the benefits, of the safety, of the effectiveness of vaccines. Ayan. I hope naka-answer po ng konti. Thank you.
Thank you po, Doktora. Now, questions po si Ms. Maria Soyu, ang ating pong PDO1.
Hi po, Doc Cheng. May question po ako, ma'am. Anong advice po ang nagbibigay niyo po sa ating mga nutrition and health workers po who are dealing with vaccine hesitancy po sa mga barangays po?
Hi, ma'am. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you for that question. So, yun nga, no, yung talaga yung nagiging current na challenge sa atin, no, yung hesitancy among our parents. Kanina, nasabi ko po na we need to be equipped with the information, correct information, so that we can educate our families and communities, no? So it means we have to know the facts so that we can share facts and not share fears to them, no? So we explain that vaccines protect children from diseases that can worsen malnutrition like measles and diarrheas. But I think number one is also that we can first practice listening daw po. Sometimes may tendency tayo, kahit ako po, may tendency na we want to correct right away yung maling akala, no? So we can try to listen first and know first ano ba yung concern nila, ano yung issue nila about vaccination. So we don't start by correcting, we start by listening and even asking. And can you tell me more about ano ba ang alam natin, or what is making you hesitant to let your child be vaccinated? Ano ba yung mga concerns natin? So sometimes, or most of the times, we see that parents, they hesitate because they are afraid na may mangyari sa kanilang mga anak. So we respect etong fears nila, etong perspective nila about vaccination, and then we can share the facts, and hopefully the facts can hopefully lessen the fear that they have because we provide the facts. And we can also use simple or local stories. We can share success stories of children who were vaccinated and stayed healthy, and then as much as possible we want to relate with their goals of the families. For example, if we see them, we see that it's very difficult when children are sick in the family, we don't have enough funds, so we show that we are concerned about their situation also. And then we can connect it with the benefits that we can from vaccination. So we address etong mga misinformation or myths gently and with compassion. I think yun din talaga yung challenge, no? Kasi the attitude it needs practice, yung being able to emphasize with the mothers, sa mga fears nila, sa mga questions that they have, sa misinformation. They might even say, kasi masakit, nakakaawa sa anak ko na ibabakuna siya. So we can clarify lang. Then, we can also reframe, no, as nutrition counselor, siguro we can reframe now that we know the effect of, not the effect, now that we know yung role of immunization when it comes to nutrition. So we can reframe nutrition as nourishment also. We can emphasize that vaccine part of caring for the child's nutrition, because we don't like them to get the disease and move into malnutrition, and later on, again, it will deplete whatever finances na meron tayo. So, at one point, baka walang effect. Baka walang effect, no? So, there should be consistency in how we advocate, consistency, bringing up vaccines every time we do growth monitoring or give nutrition advice, so that we can build the trust, no? Trust is built over time, and that we need to stay patient and kind sa kanila. So, you are just not nutrition coordinators or nutrition workers or health community workers, but you are also our partners, not only partners, but really protectors of life. So your voice carries also weight. So use it to connect, educate, and inspire confidence in immunization. Ang dami ko pong sabi. Thank you. Okay. Yun lang po.
So, ayan. Thank you po, Doktora. So, for the last question, if I may, in areas po with limited access sa mga healthcare services, ano po yung mga strategies natin o ginagawa po ng ating LGUs or health worker para ma-implement po yung infant receive na services on time?
Thank you very much for that question. No? Kasi nakalimutan ko nga pong sabihin. Currently, yung Department of Health, isa sa 8 priority health agenda, 8 priority program outcome of the Department of Health now is immunization and nutrition din po at the same time. No? So, isa sa mga strategies doon is yung Purok Kalusugan. Baka narinig nyo na din po yun. So, may launching ng Purok Kalusugan. Basically, what we're trying to i-encourage pa yung practice is yung bringing up po ng services closer to the families, closer to the Purok. Dati po yung immunization program, and until now, ang isa sa mga strategy po talaga is the reaching every Purok. Dati reaching every barangay. Ngayon, reaching every Purok. This is capacitating our healthcare workers to look at the status of immunization, hindi lang as a whole municipality, but per Purok. Ilan ba, as a health worker, as a midwife, sa akin ang barangay, ilan ba yung below 1-year-old ko? So, sila lahat dapat mapuntahan ko para mabigyan ko ng lahat ng vaccine. So, our focus is on the Purok, on the smallest unit of our municipality, so that we will not miss, hopefully, we will not miss any infant when it comes to immunization or other healthcare services. So that's one we're trying to promote, and it really is because of the leadership of the local government unit and their dedication and commitment, that this Purok Kalusugan or Reaching Every Purok strategy can make an impact sa percent of fully immunized children in our region or in the municipality. So, ina-attribute natin yun sa dedication ng ating mga health workers na pumunta, magbahay-bahay para magbakuna. Another one is kung if you have been made aware also, naririnig nila po yung supplemental immunization activity, SIAS, mga MR, TD, ligtas-tigdas. So, every 3 years, somehow this has become also another strategy para yung hindi po nakukuha nakukuha sa mga routine immunization, isang buwan, mag-house to house again, sabay-sabay tayo sa Philippines, sabay-sabay magbabakuna lang for measles, for polio, for tetanus, diphtheria. So, yun po yung mga strategies na ini-implement natin. So far, yun po.
So, ayan. Again, thank you po, Doktora, for your comprehensive explanation po sa mga questions ng ating pong mga participants. So, may mga questions pa po ba tayo?
Ma'am, if wala, may I add lang po, no? I would just like to, is it alright? I would just like, kung meron po bang nagtatanong doon, or to clear out lang, no? So, parang baka may nagtatanong, kapag malnourished ba yung infant, hindi na ba siya pwedeng bakunahan? Hindi ba siya pwedeng kumuha ng yung nasa routine immunization natin, Hep B, BCG. So, i-clear natin na malnutrition is not a contraindication to immunization, no? Sabi natin kanina sa discussion, pwedeng decrease malnourished siya, decrease yung response niya. Pero, hindi ibig sabihin na hindi na natin siya bigyan ng bakuna. Kasi all the more siyang magiging at risk sa infection. So, again, ano na naman yung cycle. So, malnourished children should actually be prioritized for vaccination. So, yun po yung gusto nating i-emphasize also. Thank you.
Ayan, thank you po, Doktora. O mukhang wala na po tayong mga questions. So now, let's proceed po with the topic reactor. So to help us reflect and understand better, we have PG and Nutrition Officer 2, Ms. Rowan Zapsrilla, who will serve po as our topic reactor.
Okay, thank you so much po, Doc Cheng. Thank you again po, Doc Cheng, no? So last, Nutitalk po, kasama rin po si Doc Cheng dito sa ating Nutitalk series. So, thank you again po, Doc Cheng, for that thorough and enlightening presentation about our topic. So the information you shared today has deepened our understanding of the complex relationship between the malnutrition and infection. So, as we all know, malnutrition remains is one of the leading causes of illness and death among children under 5 years old. So it not only affects their weight and growth, but also impairs their brain development, and also it weakens immunity and compromises their long-term health. Often, we tend to think of malnutrition solely as a problem of food scarcity or poor diet. So, however, the presentation clearly shows us that it is much more than that. So even when food is available, the children can still become malnourished if they frequently fall ill. So infections like measles, rotavirus, and pneumonia put a huge strain on a child's nutritional reserves, so making it harder for them to grow and thrive. This is why vaccination is so very critical. So it protects children from this infection and reduces illness episodes that can drain their energy and nutritional stores. So the evidence represented from scientific studies also highlights how timely vaccination not only prevents disease but also supports better nutritional outcomes and survival rates in children. Vaccination is really one of the few proven interventions that can prevent malnutrition and death, providing a powerful double shield for our youngest and most vulnerable. Your emphasis on integrated care is also important. Immunization alone is not enough. We need to combine it with nutrition screening, complementary feeding guidance, the breastfeeding support, and continuous health education. These combined efforts give children the best chance for health, growth, and development. We also appreciate how you acknowledge the real challenges we face, such as the geographic barriers, the poverty, misinformation, and fear. It's also inspiring to learn how innovative solutions like mobile clinics, community health workers, and the SMS minders are helping us bridge these gaps and keep children on track with their vaccination. As frontline workers and advocates, we are reminded of the critical role families and communities play. Parents must feed their children on time for vaccinations, monitor their health, and provide proper nutrition at home. Communities must create supportive environments that encourage vaccination and health interest barriers. In conclusion, the topic of timely vaccination as a key intervention in preventing infant malnutrition is a powerful reminder of how interconnected health and nutrition truly are. By working together, health professionals, families, and communities, we can protect and nourish every child, ensuring a healthier future for the next generation. Thank you again for sharing your expertise, ma'am, Baksheng, and for being here with us today, and let us continue here with us today, and let us continue our communities to help every child grow strong and well. Again, thank you everyone, and magandang umaga.
So ayan, thank you Ms. Gwenz for sharing your valuable insights as the topic reactor. Your thoughtful feedbacks and clear explanation help deepen our understanding of the discussion. So, na-appreciate po namin yung time and effort nyo in highlighting yung ating mga key points and addressing important aspects that will surely benefit everyone here. So, as a token of our gratitude, we will now proceed po with the virtual presentation of the Certificate of Appreciation to our distinguished speaker. Allow me po to read yung ating citation. Department of Health, National Nutrition Council, Region Office 9, Certificate of Appreciation is hereby presented to Cheryl R. Sarmiento, MD, MPH, Medical Officer 4, Family Health Unit Head from the Department of Health, CPCHD, in grateful appreciation for sharing her invaluable time and expertise as a resource person on the topic, timely vaccination as an intervention in preventing infant malnutrition. During the conduct of R9 Nutri Talk, Series number 18, cum R9 Caravan Session 65, on 20th of May 2025 via Google Meet. Given this 20th day of May 2025 in Zamboanga City, signed Diva D. Ekong, RND, MDM, Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator of the National Nutrition Council 9. Once again po, let's give our esteemed speaker a warm round of applause for sharing her time and expertise with us today. So thank you po, Dr. Seng.
Thank you, NNC. Thank you, everybody.
So, may I ask our virtual participants po if there are any questions or clarifications po, feel free to raise any concerns or inquiries na meron kayo. Kung may mga questions pa po kayo, pwede lang po kayo mag-send po sa ating chat box. And if wala na po, so before we end today's session, maari po bang paki-on ang iyong mga camera para sa isang mabilis na photo opportunity? So we kindly request everyone po na i-open po ang inyong mga cameras. then siguraduhin po natin na lahat po ay nasa frame. Open na ba ang lahat ng cameras? So, ayan, ngiti po tayo. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Again po. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Muli, maraming salamat sa inyong pakikisa at suporta po sa ating NutriTalk. We draft the evaluation link in the chat box below. We kindly request everyone po to take a moment to fill out yung ating attendance form. So as we conclude today's NutriTalk, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to each of you. So let us call on our PGN Nutrition Officer 2, Ms. Rowan Sepsurilla po, who will give our closing remarks.
Okay, thank you so much po, Ms. Mampril. So, again, good morning once again po to everyone. As we come to the close of our regional NutriTalk series number 18, Online Carbon Session 65, I would like to express our sincerest gratitude to all participants for your active engagement and presence today. On behalf of our Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator, Ma'am Pati Ekong, I would also like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Cheryl R. Sarmiento, for the insightful and timely discussion on timely vaccination as an intervention in preventing infant malnutrition. Her expertise has given us a deeper appreciation of how vaccination directly supports our shared mission of reducing malnutrition in early childhood. Let us also take the lessons we have gained today and translate them into action, whether in our respective communities, local health offices, or development programs. Together, we can create a healthier, better nourished Region 9. Thank you once again, and for your time and commitment. Stay safe and see you in the next NutriTalk session.
Alright, thank you, Ma'am Lens. As we conclude today's NutriTalk, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to each of you for your invaluable contributions on behalf of our Regional Nutrition Program Coordinator, Ma'am Pati Ekong. Maraming salamat po. So with draft po the evaluation link in the chat box below, we kindly request everyone po to take a moment to fill out po yung ating attendance form upang matulungan po kaming mapabuti ang aming mga susunod na session. So mahalaga po ang inyong feedback upang maayos po ang ating mga programa sa hinaharap. So again, maraming salamat sa inyong oras at suporta.